Hello, everyone. Hello, Spell Squad. Welcome. This is the free live magic Q&A tea party with Madame Pamita that meets up here every Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central, and 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We record this as a live Zoom session with real people in the room. My guest is live in the room. I'm live in the room, even though I look like I'm in fantasy land. I am really here. And our Spell Squad Clubhouse is full of people that are here asking questions. So this is all live, all right in the minute. And it happens every Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, and you know all the other times. If you're watching a replay of this on YouTube and you want to be here in the Clubhouse, it is so easy to do. All you have to do is go to spellsquad.com and sign up. You will get the code to join us in the Zoom session. And you'll also get a reminder sent to your email, along with an occasional email from me about specials and things like that. You'll also get a free book, a free ebook called 7 Secrets to Supercharge Your Spell Work. So it's a lot of goodies from joining the Spell Squad, one of it which is exclusive access to our very fancy magical clubhouse here. So if you want to do that, just go to spellsquad.com and sign up. If you have stumbled upon this on YouTube and you don't know who the heck is this lady with Animal Crossing in the background, I think it's Animal Crossing. I'm Madame Pamita, and you can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/Madame Pamita. You can find me on Instagram at Madame Pamita, and I have a podcast called Magic and the Law of Attraction, which you can find at magicandthelawofattraction.com or on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, all those places. I'm also an author, and I have a couple books out. One is out already. It's called Madame Pamita's Magical Tarot. Another one coming out in October that you can pre-order. OMG. You can pre-order my book called The Book of Candle Magic. It's available for pre-order now. So if you like all these free things, like the clubhouse that I offer, like the free lessons, like the blog posts and all that stuff, it's very easy to show your support. Pre-order this amazing book. You win because you're going to get an amazing book. I win, and publishers win because that means you want more books in the world, and that's a good thing. Plus you're going to have an amazing book that's going to teach you how to do candle magic from very, very beginning level to very advanced level and everything in between, so that you can do powerful and impactful spells with candles. And it's such a useful tool, this book. You will, any question you have about candle magic, you can find the answer in this book. I guarantee that. What else do I have? Well, I have a shop called Madame Pamita's Parlor of Wonders, and you can find that at parlorofwonders.com. And I've got tons of free resources there, how-to guides, videos, blog posts there. I've got a new blog called Baba Yaga's Cottage, which you can find at Pathos Pagan, and it's also called, you can find it at Baba Yaga's, Y-A-G-A-S, Baba Yaga's, B-A-B-A-Y-A-G-A-S, cottage.com. You can find it there, or by going to Pathos Pagan. And I think that's about it. Do you think I do enough? I think I do enough. I'm a little cuckoo. I do too many projects. We were just talking, Queen Shamula and I were just talking about, she's like, I'm trying to keep focused. And I go, I could use a little of that. All right. So let me tell you a little bit about my amazing guest this week. I have been so looking forward to Queen Shamula coming. We've been planning this for a couple of months now. It was like, we were talking back in February about having you on. And I'm so excited to have her on and share her with you, because I am going to introduce you to someone you're going to fall in love with as much as I've fallen in love with. That is Queen Shamula. She has a podcast that's called PYO with Queen Shamula, PYO with Queen Shamula. And it's PYO stands for Putting You On. This podcast is so full of positivity, so full of inspiration. It is like, well, I'm going to tell them what I think of the podcast. You may have a different opinion about it, but I'm an old lady, right? I've been around for a while. And I can remember DJs, like back in the days when radio was it. You didn't have internet, you didn't have podcasts. I can remember DJs that were on the radio, and you'd be listening late at night, and there'd be this DJ, and they'd be talking to you and kind of really in a very relaxed way, like just chatting with you. And you felt like you had a friend that you were chatting with. You were listening to your friend talk, and you kind of almost felt like this relationship with the DJ. It was a very cool thing. And when I heard Queen Shamula, I'm going, I feel like I'm back in time listening to the radio, to this cool woman. She's talking about her life, talking about what's on her mind, but it's very relaxed. It's not like super plotted and planned out, but you play music, you talk about uplifting things, and you just kind of share what's on your mind. It is a beautiful thing. The other thing I kind of feel like it's a little bit like going to an amazing church. It's like going to inspirational church where you get an inspirational message in some way. So it's just, I just love your show. It's so gorgeous. It's such a oasis. It's like, I feel like it's a spa experience, an oasis. I go to your show and I listen and I just feel like relaxed, listening, having a good time. You could have it on in the background while you're doing your chores around the house, while you're taking a drive. Did I get it right?
Yes, that was my whole goal. I feel like there's so many books, so many audios that I listen to, and I'm like, I like music. Like, I want to hear something uplifting. You know what? I feel like I need to talk about what's going on right now. I don't want to, and to me, with even listening to your podcast and getting ideas from you and putting it in my own way, I wanted my listener to relate to me. I wanted my listener to understand that you can become your higher self. It doesn't matter if you're young, if you're old, if you're white, if you're black, if you're blue, if you're purple, if you're into magic, if you...
Purple.
I love your hair. It doesn't matter. And I wanted that person to feel connected and understand, like, this is where you at right now. Like, it's a reason why you're listening to.
Well, and also too, you know, I feel like I said to you, I go, you are such
like, you're freezing up a little bit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I heard you freeze. I don't know who froze. It was you or me or both. But
yeah,
but what I was saying to you when you first came on, I go, oh, you are such a ray of sunshine. Her podcast is such a ray of sun. It's like I'll say this, it's a ray of New York sunshine, because you are so New York, which I love.
Yes,
you are so 100%. So I feel like I'm listening to a New York radio station with a totally uplifting DJ, playing music, listening thing, and just listening to you is an uplifting experience. You are a ray of pure sunshine, and that is what we need in the world today more than ever. And I was saying to Queen Shamula when we were getting ready to have this show, I was saying, I've been looking forward to it for 2 months, but I've really been looking forward to it today, because as a person who does, you know, as a spiritual worker, as a person who's being of service to other people, you're an empath, and the world out there is scary, and the world out there, it's hard right now. It's extra hard right now, and we're having an extra experience. I'll just say that exactly.
Yes.
And so then talking to you and finding out that you work in a hospital, you're right there experiencing all of it right there in New York. So I said, before anybody asks a question, I want to ask a question, which is,
I'm happy to answer.
which is, what kind of tips can you give all of us that are people who are spiritual people? A lot of us, the Spell Squad members too, everybody, are empaths. So we pick up the energy out there in the world. Even if our life we feel safe, we're going to pick up on everybody else's energy, which is angry, selfish, fearful, sad, all kinds of stuff. Yes, all kinds of stuff. And so I was saying, wow, you are right in the middle of it all, in New York, in a hospital, and a spiritual worker. What are your sort of tips about what we can do to lift ourselves up, or what we can do to shield that or protect ourselves, or whatever? Like, what are your thoughts about that? So now I'm going to turn it over to you.
I got you. So before I answer that, I'm just going to give them, I work in a hospital in Brooklyn, and I am young. I'm 25 years old. I'm a housekeeper in the hospital, so I do play a big part, and I have to clean up. No one wants to come to the hospital and in fear of getting something that they didn't come with. And to me, I love anything that I do. I put my best into it. And I think of others when I do things for myself. So when I go into the hospital and I see an elderly, I think of my grandmother and I treat that person as how I want someone else to treat my grandmother. I always think for others. I think for myself, but I always feel like I'm here for a reason. And if I can leave you feeling better than how you felt before, then I've done my work. So in the hospital, it's been a really hectic, and for me, I always developed this mindset that I'm good spiritually, physically. I always have that. Even when I'm down, I have to constantly retrain my thoughts. You're good. Even if I have to say positive affirmations, I mean it and I say it, I sing it, whatever I feel like however I need to get it out, I get it out. And being in the hospital where, not a lot of people are spiritually inclined and not a lot of people have the knowledge that you have. So you also have to be mindful of what you share and who you share it with, because I am in this world living in this moment and I am experiencing this in this hospital. So I have to always be careful of what I say and how I say it. And for me, I think working in the hospital, the best thing you can do is think positive. Always think of the outcome that you desire, because yes, we fall into this fearful trap and what to believe. Is it real? Is the virus made up? All this, the conspiracy theorists, you know. And as a spiritual person, I always have to remember that I have guides and I have angels around me and I'm not here by myself. So no matter how much I feel like I'm alone, I'm not alone. And no matter how things are working out right now, it's gonna work out for the better. It's gonna be okay. And I always call upon my spirit guides. I always ask for help. I always say, send me a sign, show me something right now that makes me feel like everything is going to be okay. And every single time I do this, I get a positive result. I get something, I get someone, I get a situation that comes to me and reminds me that don't give up. You are on the right path. This right here, it's supposed to happen. Even if you planned it out, even if you think that this is not what I'm supposed to be doing right now, your angels got you. You know, your spirit guides are working behind the scenes to make sure that you're good. So in the hospital, I always share positive quotes. I always enter like, listen, you're not doing this for you. You have to, because listen, for others, I cannot be in a space where I'm down. So you know what? I have to invite that energy. I have to walk in with good, great rising. How are you? Today is a good day. Don't worry. Everything's gonna be fine. Don't worry. Like, you're okay. And they're like, this girl, what are you on? What kind of drugs do you use? And I'm just like, you know what? This is who I am. No matter what, I can't explain to you how I got here, but you can listen to my podcast to listen. Here's my podcast. You can subscribe to PYO with Queen Shamula. And guess what? No, it doesn't matter what episode you click on. I guarantee you that the message that you are going to listen to is going to change your life. And that's how I think and that's how I go. I live in the moment.
100%. I will say that is something, if you go in with an intention, if someone goes in with an intention of listening to your podcast and say, before they go in, I'm going to hear something in this that's going to put my heart at peace or make me feel better or make me understand something. You will get something. I'm telling you, you will get something out of this.
I don't think they understand.
Yeah. And so this is lovely. And I think, one of the things that you're talking about that is so important is I don't want to say mind control because that has a bad connotation, but the control of your thoughts, like the controlling of your thoughts. Like if you feel yourself slipping into super negativity, you can turn it around. And what you said was so absolutely true, which is an affirmation. If you say it out loud, if you feel stuck in your heart or you feel stuck in your mind and you can't get out of that negativity, saying the thing that you want to be or feel or embody out loud can break that.
Can break it.
Exactly.
Just dancing, just the power of moving, because sometimes we get stuck. And you know what? sometimes we do get stuck in our head and it's hard to really come out. So that, to me, I always think of blockage. You know what? Let it out, release it. Do whatever you feel in the moment that you need to do. If you need to confide in someone, if you need, just get it out, because I don't think people understand when you hold a lot of things in to yourself, because we live in a world where, you know, we don't want to get judged. We don't want to have someone not care and just, you know, I can't really get my words together right now, but I know you understand, guys.
Yeah.
And we have to just get out that mindset. You're not alone. You're not alone. Like, somebody is waiting for you to help you. The opportunity is right there. Your angels are working for you all the time. If you just pay attention and, you know, be in that moment, like you said, set that intention, put that affirmation out there, say what you desire, say what you want for yourself. It's gonna work out every single time. It's always gonna be okay. And
Yeah.
and that's really what my goal was with my podcast, to just, for my listeners to understand that it doesn't matter where you at right now. It doesn't matter what field you in. You just have to understand who you are, and everything that we need comes from inside of us. And if we go back to inner us, outer us is going to be okay, because if our outer world is chaotic, our inner self is chaotic. And when we take that moment to just know and learn ourselves, it's a beautiful journey. It's a journey where it's never ending. It's never ending. It's always opportunities to grow, to learn, to meet other people, and to understand why you're here, to find your purpose, to find what's your reason to give back, you know?
Now
Let
you
me
see
let you
why.
talk.
Yeah, I was gonna say, now you guys see why I say she's a ray of sunshine. She is a ray of sunshine. You're beautiful sunshine. I love it. You even look like sunshine with your gold on. Look at
Thank
you.
you. Oh my God. And you know what? Like, I like to think I'm so in alignment with myself that I didn't even plan this, because I was just telling Madame Pamita, oh my God, I'm nervous. I'm telling my boyfriend, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna wear? And I'm just like, I just look over and this dress is there, and I'm like, boom, earring, boom,
Yeah.
girl, be yourself. It's okay.
It's perfect. You are perfect. Well, are you ready to jump in for some questions? With some
Yes,
questions?
let's
We got
get
some
it.
good ones, so I want to get to them, and I want to get to as many as we can.
Yes.
Nina has a question that I think you are going to have some wisdom about this, so that's why I'm bringing it in.
Nice.
She says, what would be a good unemployment spell to bring prosperity? I still have not gotten unemployment check, and I know many others that haven't. I'm staying positive. So what, it can be a spell, it can be affirmations, it can be whatever, but what would you do if in that situation?
So, hello, girl, Nina. Honestly, for me, I need my money to flow in, and when anything is blocking it, whether I caused it or somebody caused it, I always do a pay me candle spell. And we all know green is prosperity. And when we're in situations that's out of our control, where someone else is holding your money that you need to flow into your life, I feel like a pay me candle. You know, I go to the botanical store close to me, whatever is close to you. You can, I'm sure YouTube and Google tells you everything. But, you know, pay me candle, where I actually write out what is blocking me and what the name of my job. I need my money. I really have things that and bills that I need to pay. I'm not being selfish. This is not because I'm greedy. I know that I need the spiritual money to handle my spiritual needs. So I always remain positive, and I always think like, oh, it's a reason why it's not coming in right now. It's gonna come in at the right time. And when you do your spell, in addition, you know, we just work with knowing that it'll be okay. Like, don't just light the pay me candle and okay, it's gonna work. We have to put action into it. We have to affirm it. My money is coming. I check the mail anytime when my money is not coming. I get up and I go check the mail, because guess what? I'm expecting a check. I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know how it's coming. I don't know when it's going to be a release, but it's going to be here at the right time, the right moment, and I'm going to handle everything that I need to handle. So don't you're here to you're here right now so I can tell you your money is coming to you. Don't worry. You don't even have to do a pay me candle, because you have to understand, in unemployment right now, it's out of your control. These are things that we cannot control. And the universe is working for us. Our spirit guides is working for us. So if you're always doing other spells and candle magic, you got to know that you're good, you're fine. But that's just what I do. I do a pay me candle. You can do that also.
I think that's a great idea. Pay me candle is really good, and candle magic is really good for getting focused to
Yes,
you in it.
with your
And so
finances too.
you're putting your energy and you're getting support from that candle. And I also got, it's interesting too, and I bet you would probably agree with this, but if you get broader with things, there's more opportunity for solutions.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying. So
Or
like,
yes.
so Nina's very focused on, I got to get that unemployment check. But if we go dial it back, it's like, I need money for rent. I need money for food. I need rent. I need a house over, roof over my head. I need food.
Yes,
I need
to
this. I need
provide for
this.
my kids.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you can broaden your intention
Yes.
to those things behind the unemployment check,
Yes.
other solutions can come in.
Yes.
Your landlord says, we're got a funky time right now. I'll give you an opportunity to pay half now and half later. Or a neighbor comes over with a bag of food for you. Or
Yes.
a friend comes over and says, hey, you know what? Here's the $100 I owe you. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So even if the unemployment check, you can definitely work on that. And the pay me is a great thing to work on that. But I would also encourage you to say, put out an intention that my needs get met,
Yes.
that I get the roof. I'm thankful for the roof over my head. I'm thankful for the food on the table. Even if the
Yes.
food is
Yes.
top ramen, I'm thankful for the food on the table, because being in your gratitude for that is going to open up more.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then kind of let the solutions happen, because
Yes.
I know you, Queen Shamula, know how
What
synchronicities
you
work.
resist, you persist. How about
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're, in that place of tightness, get a a more open kind of intention of like, I'm going to be taken care of. Right.
yes.
I mean, they
Yes.
even, go ahead.
I'm always good. Things are always working out at the right moment. And I wanted to go back to what you said, be thankful that right now you don't have to be out there working where you can be possibly affected by this virus, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and I think when we go back to gratitude, it just unlock more doors for us, because we get out of that mindset of I want, whereas I'm thankful. You know what? I'm breathing, I'm alive, I have two eyes, I can hear, things like that. So I'm definitely like, thank you for adding that, because sometimes you just ramble and forget. And that's
No.
one thing,
Yeah.
gratitude, attitude of gratitude.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can approach it, but that just came to mind of like, oh, well, there's the check and we can focus on the check, but sometimes solutions can come in ways that aren't money. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if we're too
Yes.
focused on the
Yes.
money, sometimes we miss an opportunity to manifest something else. We're not
Yeah.
opening the door to manifesting something else. And sometimes those solutions are the neighbor coming over with the groceries, or the
Yes.
friend coming over to fix your car for free, or the
Yes.
landlord saying, look, I
Don't have
understand,
to
you can
pay
pay
your
half.
rent. You're
Yeah,
good.
exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Family members showing up with a fruit basket. It comes
Yeah.
in many different ways. And I think we have, as spiritual people, we have to understand that spiritual wealth is not physically only, that it comes with just the joy of being able to wake up and be grateful. It comes with just being whole, because not many people have even reached that level, whereas they don't know that being thankful open more doors. They don't know that thinking positive is actually leads to manifesting the reality you want. So I think where we as spiritual people who have that knowledge, we always have to be mindful of, you know what, it could be worse. Some people don't have solutions. Just knowing that opportunities are always going to come to you at the right time, not focusing on when and where, but at the right time.
Yeah. And how too, what,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's like the
Uh-huh.
solution, sometimes we think, and I think this is a very American way of thinking, of course, which is
Yes.
money is the solution to everything. Sometimes more money, more problems, right? You know, but,
Tell me
but,
about it.
but we also have the idea that maybe this is a time where we're opening up a higher concept, which is it's not
Yes.
always about money.
Money,
Money
yes.
is helpful for things, but there are other solutions besides money for solving
Yes.
those problems. And we want to be open to that too, you
Yeah.
know? So like that, having that kind of abundance and not designating what the abundance is can also be
Yes.
helpful. And that can maybe tide you over while you're waiting for that check to come, because the check will eventually come. But we want, you know, like if you're struggling before that check comes, this is
Yes.
a way to say, okay, universe, I'm opening to your blessings. I'm opening to wherever that's going to come and however that's going to come, and let it come.
And it's
Let
gonna
my
come at the
solutions
right
come.
time.
Exactly. Exactly.
It is done.
Well, Murphy Pizza says, thank you for your service, Queen Shamula. And that's, I think service is talking about the hospital, but also talking about your service and doing your show, which is a great
Yes.
service.
Whatever service it is, I'm happy to assist you.
And Shannon says that's one of the most important jobs at a hospital, really.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
when we think about
Yes.
our healthcare workers, we have to think about all the people that are there in the hospital, because they are all there working as a team to
Yeah.
take care of our loved ones, you know.
Yep.
We just get a lot of people saying, I love you, I love you.
Oh
Rebecca
my
says,
God. I love you guys. We love you all.
Rebecca says the positive energy coming from Madame Pamita and Queen Shamula is so uplifting. Just listening to you talk is uplifting. That's so wonderful.
Aw,
Oh, it's so sweet.
that's
And
so
Murphy says, yes, Queen, applause. Yay. All right. So here's a good question. Karen has a question. Karen had said, first, she said, I think I might be a highly sensitive person, not an empath, but a highly sensitive person, but our highly sensitive people can be picking up on the energies here. And then she asked the question, what do you guys think about shadow work, about doing shadow work? And it's very interesting because I was talking about that with a client today about shadow work. So what do you think about that?
You was really kind of freezing up a little
Oh,
bit. I
sorry.
remember, yeah, the first.
So Karen was asking a question like working with shadow self, or working
Okay.
with the things that are probably our struggles, or how do we deal with like our bad habits, or our struggles, or parts of ourselves that we're not so proud of, which is that shadow self. Like what kind of work do we do around that, or do you do around that, or do you recommend to people?
Okay, so I think one thing we have to always remember within ourselves, that you're at this space, this moment for a reason. And so don't ever beat yourself up because of what you want for yourself and where you're, because I think we have a struggle between who we are and what we want. And even within myself, I aspire to be this positive person. And even when I'm not in that positive mind space, or I didn't accomplish something that I had on my list, I beat myself up. And I have to remember, every time I stay there, it's a ripple effect. I go into the next day, and then, okay, so I read this book by Eckhart Tolle called The Power of Now. And I literally, that book changed my life, The Power of Now, because I read so much other books about the law of attractions, and I'm manifesting these things, but I'm not feeling happy. I'm not whole. I'm not, help me, hello. So with The Power of Now, I listened to, and one thing that really stick out to me was the pain body. And what the pain body does is we create so much buildup of pain that we do not even take the time to heal, that we go into other relationships, we go into other experiences the same way. So when we manifest the house and we manifest the car we got, we're still not happy within ourselves, and we're not happy with the habits that we have. So honestly, for me, the spell work I do, where I always feel like I can conquer things, I work with purple. I love Hi, John the Conqueror. So I always do that spell work no matter what. I can be working with my spirit guides, my DTs. I always have a purple candle light in. We don't always have access to the candle that we want, so we have to use what we have. And I always have to remember it's within me. It's within me. This is just the physical aspect of it to help to remind me. So it doesn't matter about the spell work. Like I said, it's always within you, and don't beat yourself up to where you can't focus. The moment we realize something doesn't work for us, we have to drop it. We have to let it go, because we go on into days, we go into weeks, we go into months, and we don't heal from it, and we carry something else on with it. And then it becomes harder to actually be your authentic self, live the life you truly desire, be who you want, talk about the things that you desire. And for me, the moment I started being who I truly desired to be, it became easier. Don't hide yourself. Don't be someone you're not in an environment that doesn't work for you. If you have to know your boundaries. And that really, as an empath, as a person, as a spiritual healer, whatever you may call it, you got to know what works for you, and you have to know your boundaries. You have to know if you're in an environment of negativity, it is going to affect you, because you are an empath, and no matter how powerful and strong you are, it's going to seep in you. And if we're not aware and conscious all the time, then guess what? These are things that happens, and we miss, and then we're mad at ourselves, and then we think, okay, we're not living. Just check it the moment it comes, and it's been working for me. Everything that I felt like I didn't work on came back in another opportunity for me to fix it. The
Yeah.
universe is always gonna send you. You repeat the same lesson until you master it. So if you're repeating the same thing over and over again, you have to remember it's within us. So some part of you are attracting this, some part of you are not happy, some part of you are they're blockage. So I hope that helped, Karen.
Yeah. You know, what's interesting too is that I've been noticing in my own spiritual practice too, is like when I get something annoying or something that rubs me the wrong way, whatever that is, person,
I gotta let
incident,
it go.
whatever. Well, I sit there and I go, all right, this is an opportunity for me
Mm-hmm.
to, this is an opportunity for me. How can I call it like spiritual jujitsu, you know?
Yes.
I don't know if
Yes.
that's how jujitsu works. I think that's the one where you use the other person's opponent's energy against them or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, it's like a reflection of what we got to deal with inside of us. That's why
Yeah,
it's bothering us.
exactly. So I look at that. I try to detach from the emotion about it. And I
Yes.
try to go into the place of like,
Yes.
okay, if I'm having this experience,
Yes. That's
how
me.
can I take it up to that higher level? How
Yes.
can I get
Yes.
up here
How
with it?
can I turn it into
A positive.
me becoming my highest self? And I think as individuals, we have to realize that as myself, I think I'm always referencing back to myself. I don't always blame the other person. I'm like, okay, if I don't like this and I don't like what this person did to me, some part of me attracted this. So I have to go back to the source. And other people don't do that. They play the blame game. So now, if I can sit with you and have a civilized conversation and understand, and we understand, like, okay, you know what, some part of us, we're on the same frequency, so we can have that conversation. But if we're not on the same frequency, it's no way we're going to understand each other. And I think as human beings, we have to stop looking for that closure with people who are not on our level or frequency. And it's not being arrogant or thinking you know it all or you're better than someone. It's knowing your boundaries, because you have to remember to me, I always go back to where I was and what I don't want. And if something that annoyed me in a person, I go back to, okay, I didn't heal from this. This thing is still kind of bothering me. So how can I make this situation better? If I can talk to the person or if I can fix the situation, I will. But if I can and it's out of my control, I leave it. I walk away. I'm not obligated to explain. I myself are on my own path, and I can explain to you, I can express it to you, but you are not walking in my shoes. And you have to understand, not everyone is walking in your shoes. And as much as we want people to understand and feel us, they are never going to. And we have to accept that. And acceptance is really the key. And just growing, knowing that every you have to be content with not being content. I think that's what it really is.
That's like so true. It's like, I think being satisfied is such a powerful thing, because when you're satisfied, you can be grateful, and if you can be grateful, you'll get more, and
Yes.
then it starts a really good expansive energy going
Yes.
on there. So that dissatisfaction is an okay thing to sit with, in the sense that,
Yes.
or say the lack of resolution is okay. You can be satisfied and still have unresolved, or things that
Exactly.
you didn't win, or you didn't whatever, and still live a life of
Know that
happiness.
you
Yeah.
don't have all the answers. Know that, okay, I don't know in this moment. And
Yeah.
you know what? If I think positive, then the universe is going to send something or someone to help you, because I don't think people understand life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. This is going to be some part of your story. This is going to be the reason why you get to the next level. This is why, this is this is the process. You can't miss this progress. You know what I'm saying? You have to go through this step in order to elevate and become your higher self, be who you truly desire to be.
Yeah. Well, I've got another great question. You want to jump in another question? Ready?
Still, I'm ready. I think I'm knocking out.
I want some music on our show, just like your show. Your show has such great
Oh
music
my
on it.
God. I didn't think of that. You know, I would have set it up and had,
That's all right. They have to, well, they'll just have to listen to your show to get the music, right? That's
well,
it.
you'll just have to subscribe to PYO with Queen Shamula.
That's right. You have to get that. So Murphy Pizza asks, what's really going on when when a person thinks that they've had lifelong bad luck? What needs to change about my thinking? So apparently Murphy Pizza has been feeling, I feel like I've had bad luck. How can I turn this around?
Okay. I think it's easier said than done, whereas we tell others that you have to think positive, think positive, think positive, think positive. But it's like, how do you think positive? Like, how do I even say I am happy? Like, how do I even believe it if I don't feel it? And it's not really about thinking it. Sometimes it's about feeling it, and sometimes it's about believing it. And when we constantly think negative thoughts, and you know, our thoughts become our habits become our reality. And then it's kind of like, this is my life, I don't see anything, because it goes back to you. And to me, the best way to answer that question is to meditate and find out what works for you. I can't say think positive, because there may be something else that can help you to get out of that negative thinking, or thinking that you have bad luck. Because I honestly feel like no one has bad luck. And even if you feel like someone jinxed you or someone did something to you, whereas you have to be on that, you have to think as if, listen, I'm going to find that out if it happens down the line. Like, I'm going to reach that point in my life where I'm awakened, and I'm going to understand why I was going through this certain things. Like, for me, referencing back to myself, at one time I felt like I was cursed. I felt like my parents' sins fell upon me. And as we get older, we have to take responsibility for who we are and what we become. And I think I got out of that mindset. Like, I got out that victim mindset. Like, why me? Why me? Why not you? Because look who I became. Look at the person I am today. I had to go through that period of pain in my life to now be here to express to you that you have to go through that. And no matter how bad you want it to go away, everyone is on a different journey. I may get through it within 3 months, and you may get through it within 3 years. But you have to know that, listen, you're here right now. You're listening to me and Madame Pamita. We was not always here right now. I was not this big podcaster. I remember a couple of years ago, I was nobody. So I let go of that thinking. I'm Queen Shamula now. I'm with Madame Pamita. I have to be grateful for this moment. And I know that as life go on, everything that's happening for me right now is happening for my ultimate good. It's happening for me to realize what my purpose was here on this earth. And I think that's it. Like, meditate.
When she's on the Oprah show, she's going to be all, Madame Pamita who?
Oh my God. Madame Pamita, I'm taking you wherever I go.
Good, because I want to go on Oprah with you.
You do not understand how much I express to my boyfriend. He's one of my biggest supporters.
Oh
He
my gosh.
helped me with my podcast, and I feel like he's the only person I can really like talk to that understands it, because he was with me through the process of just ordering a laptop and a microphone. And whereas he's now my producer, like we learn and grow so much, and that's what really, like, that's the best part of our relationship, that we grow together.
Well, I'm going to tell everybody that you guys are hashtag relationship goals. They have such a sweet and loving relationship. And that podcast episode that was around Valentine's Day, you were talking about your relationship and how to do a relationship.
And ways to stay deep in love with your partner.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. I mean, listening to that was so inspirational too. So if you're in a relationship and your relationship is struggling, or I urge you to go back and listen to that one around Valentine's Day. It was right around Valentine's Day.
I had to listen to it just the other day.
So good. It was both of them, and they were talking about their relationship and talking about the things they do. And so, yes, you guys are amazing. So I love that too. I love that too. Well, this is interesting because one thing you said, and there's another question coming up. Someone asking the question, what do I do about my son's health? And as I was looking at that and listening to you, I thought these two both intersect, and intersects with what you were saying, because it's very easy for you and I to go, yeah, think positive, or say an affirmation. But you very wisely, because I would be like, oh, just say some affirmations. That's really immediately where I would go to. But you said wisely, hey, your path may be a different path to getting out into a more positive state of mind.
Yes.
So wise. And I go, oh, that's a little bit like when you do a healing spell.
Yes.
When you do healing spell work, it is not, I would say 99% of the time, it is not you light a candle and then your body heals.
Yes.
You light a candle and then you find the information that you need to heal your body. You find the person that's the right person to heal you. You find a friend that gives you a recommendation. You read an article. So that's what happens in healing work. And it's the same thing here. I could almost say that the good luck and the healing are the same solution, which is we can't say for you what's going to get you out of your bad luck, or what's going to get you out of your health situation. But if you put an intention, either in a candle or affirmation or spell, I am going to find my solution. Guess what? You will find your path.
Yes, the universe is like this waiting for you. That's how I feel. Like you said, we can suggest that you can use a health candle, blue, peace, anything, work with a spirit guide that we feel that can help you. But it all goes back to what works for you. Just getting a healing candle and setting your intention, saying, help me open doors where I can find the answer to heal my son. What's going on with my son? And then boom, you go on your phone, and then there is a ad about healing your son, or maybe you need to call a doctor. We can't just sit and light the candle and wait for the magic to happen. And I think people have to understand we have to put the action with it, and that's what makes it magic. That's what makes it magical. Like, yes, the candle is a cheat code, but if you don't work it with your inner self, the candle can't help you as much as, and if you don't believe in yourself, it's really about believing and really knowing that you're going to find the answer. The answer is going to come to you, not when, not how, not where, not why, but at the right time.
So you may get the person that helps you. You may be led to the information that helps you, the book that helps you. I think, so if you come from a place with a spell or an intention or whatever, a thought, I'm going to find a solution. That really is the seed that you plant that then produces the fruit. The fruit being your good luck, the fruit being your good health, because then you're going to be led to the right people who will give you the right thing, whatever it is, whether it's health or whether it's luck.
Yes.
So you said such a wise thing, and I love that. And then it just was like, oh, it clicked for me. I'm like, oh, it's like the health thing. It's just like the piece of the puzzle.
Yes. Perfect.
Okay, so got another question for you. This one comes from Shannon. Shannon was on the show before. She's amazing. I love her.
Hi, Shannon.
Shannon wants to know, what are Queen Shamula's gratitude practice? What's your gratitude practice?
You guys will think I'm crazy.
That's what I love.
My gratitude practice, let me tell you, first of all, like we was just referencing, it's not as easy as saying I'm happy or I'm healthy or I'm positive. Like we have to find what works for us. And I used to go on Google and like daily and find affirmations to say, but it was really not me. And I wasn't saying it. And below, I created my own gratitude practices. I would wake up and sing my life away. I would wake up and say, Great Rise It. Like, it's so annoying to the point where like my friends like, you sing too much. You're too positive. Like, I'm like, I have to, because if I don't keep this up, I'm not gonna be who I truly desire to be. So I create my own affirmations. Whatever I need, I write it down. I'm as detailed as possible. Like I literally vision and think of the outcome, and and it gives me that energy that I need. And I'm like, then next thing you know, I'm dancing. Next thing you know, I'm twerking. Next thing you know, I'm on live preaching. I'm like, this was not in my schedule today. This is why I'm like, I'm behind. But I'm like, you know what? It is what it is, because if I'm able to still keep that gratitude within myself and share it with the world, then I've done something that I feel like that's not like I wanted to do, pretty much. That this is on my list. That's always on my list, to be grateful, to wake up and be thankful. I find 3 things to be thankful for at the end of the night, every single night. No matter how hectic my day was, no matter how bad life is, I'm like, I'm thankful for breathing right now. I'm thankful for my daughter. My daughter plays a big part in my life. She's my inspiration. So I'm always thankful for her. So I'm always thankful for the little things, and then the big things appear. And then I'm thankful for those things. And then next thing you know, I'm a bubble of gratitude.
Exactly. I was typing in your Instagram because I forgot
see
to mention your Instagram. Yeah. So I typed in her Instagram is instagram.com/Queen
Queen
Shamula. You can find,
Shamula.
yeah, you can find it on there. And then her radio show, so you know what you're looking for. Radio show. Look at me. Where am I? 1950.
It's okay. You
It's
said
just
it was
'cause
like a radio show anyway, so
it
it's
feels
okay.
like a radio show to me. So you old people like me will love it because it'll remind you of the good old days. No, it's
Listen,
just
I hang out with the elders. They are so wise. And one thing I learned, that you can always learn from the elders. So I'm always attracting older people, and I love it because I learn. Like I get, it's like an even exchange of energy. I get to share my joy with you, and you get to share your wisdom with me. And we both leave happy. We both leave with an even exchange of energy, as if
but you're an old soul in that beautiful, young, perky, fresh body with lots
I've
of
been here
energy.
before. I've been here before, probably more than once too.
Oh my gosh. Murphy says no such thing as singing too much. Gratitude twerking. Gratitude twerking is you're gonna have to trademark that. Gratitude twerking.
Right.
All
Well,
right.
I'm gonna probably start that as hashtag. You that
All right, I'm gonna look for that one. All right. Last question, and then we're gonna probably have to wrap it up. But Estefania says, can you ask for someone's relief, or can you ask for someone to get blessings or relief in spite of that person not believing in the power of the law of attraction? So if you have somebody, a loved one, who's super down or having problems, and you're like, but it's the law of attraction, you just have to think positive, and they're like, I don't believe in it. What can you do for them? What do you think?
Yeah. Well, for me, like, yes, you can't ask for someone else. You can be grateful for someone else. You can pray for someone else. I do it all the time. I do it for everyone that's around me, really and truly. And I feel like we have to understand that, like I said before, not everyone is on our level. Not everyone is going to be on our frequency. And as much as we want it for them, they have to want it for themselves. And like I said, we have to know our boundaries. So if I feel like I let's just make up a scenario. I meet Madame Pamita, and Madame Pamita don't know about the law of attraction, and here is Shamarlon, who knows about the law of attraction. To me, I feel like it's my responsibility to share it with Madame Pamita, but I'm not responsible for what she do with the information that I give her. So me being the loving and compassionate Shamarlon that I am, I'm going to accept Madame Pamita for who she are, and understand that, okay, if I give her this knowledge and she take it and help her, then that's a plus for me and her. But if she don't, at some point I have to walk away and know that she has to find the answer for herself. We're not responsible for people. We're not responsible for our loved ones as much as we think we have control over our kids. Yeah, and our boyfriends, we don't have that much control over their mind and their beliefs and their values and their morals. We can only pray and want the best for them. And that's what I do. I want the best for everyone, even if we're not on the same frequency. So I have to create that boundary within myself to know when and where to let go of something, because then it affects you. You start thinking about the other person, and you're not thinking about yourself. You're thinking about why they're not, you're thinking about because they're not being thinking of the law of attraction, they're not manifesting, and this is happening for me. I wish they just do this, and it's so easy. They're on their own path, and we can just, like I said, you have to act as if, you know what, if you truly believe that that person is going to awaken at some point in their life, you have to speak it into existence. You have to, you know what, I lead by example. I can't say, oh, think positive, and then I'm over here thinking negative, and then that person throw the stone at my glass, and I'm just like, okay, I have to think positive. So when I'm not in that positive mindset, I have to step away from everything and everyone and find myself, because then I get overwhelmed and start thinking other people problems are my problems. And like I said, if we don't catch it, then we lose consciousness of what the main goal is and what the whole thing is. We're not here to get everybody to agree with us. We're not here to be like, hey, I'm right, follow me. I'm here to just simply, I'm only a reflection of you. I can only be what I want you to be to me. And if you do not reciprocate the energy, I'm sorry. I feel like at some point we have to just leave it.
It's so true. And what you're saying, I'm like 100%, because what happens is we can get caught up in the almost like a suction
Yes.
of of focusing on the other person.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to fix their problems.
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna hover over you, and I'm gonna fix all your problems. Sometimes we use that as a distraction, so we don't have to look at ourselves, right? Exactly. Oh, if I'm looking at your problems and fixing all your problems, well, we can't get in there and fix all the problems.
Exactly.
So the thing to do is to bring it back around, and I think this is what you're saying. Bring it back around to yourself. Be a shining example of living your life in its glory and in its fullness and in joy and in peace and in these things. Be easy on yourself. You're not going to be perfect. Bring yourself back, when you stray. But if you're generally in that place of being a light-filled person, a ray of light, a ray of sunshine, then people are going to go, the people that are ready for it are going to go, wow, what's her secret? What's Queen Shamula's secret? I need to know. Tell me, Queen Shamula, what do you do? I want to do it.
Can I just say one thing? And I just want to share this with Murphy. Like, the people that I was trying to awaken right now are the people that is actually coming to me for information. So we have to understand, let it be, live your path, because guess what? If it's meant to be, it will be. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just so funny to me. I'm like, I remember when I was like on this person back, like do this, do that. And then you know what? I let it go and I started living my life the way I need to live my life. And you know what? That person came back to me and was like, you know what? How did you do this? How did you get out of this? Well, when I was telling you this, you wasn't, but you know what? Here you go. Subscribe to my podcast, because now this can help you. And that's just how life works. That's just how we have to think of things.
I love that like the podcast is such a gorgeous thing. And I think you have the same philosophy as me. It's like that giving philosophy.
Yes.
But this is a thing where people can connect to that energy anytime they want. It could be 3 a.m. They can't call up Queen Shamula and say, oh my God, I need to talk to you, but they can listen to your podcast and feel that voice, your shining light coming through in this beautiful way, your positivity, and feel uplifted. And you can, that is 24/7 anytime you want
access anytime, unlimited, lifetime.
Yeah, and so like, you know, if you're working around the house, like I said, driving, working around the house, doing something,
working, anything.
you know, you're going for a walk, you can put on your headphones and you can listen to this, such an uplifting podcast.
Yes.
So beautiful, and your energy is always just on point. So
Thank
gorgeous
you,
and so
Madame
beautiful.
Pamita.
Domenica, who I know, said in all capital letters, really needed you both today. You know, this is what I'm saying, so that we have you guys.
So this
is why I was so excited to bring her on the show, because I wanted you guys to find out about her. I can talk about it all I want on.
I'm so happy you did this, Madame Pamita.
But I can talk about it, you know, all day long. But until you experience her, you will not know what you're missing out on. It's, you know what I mean? You can talk about, you know, just you know, you can talk about it, but you got to experience Queen Shamula. Then when you experience Queen Shamula, then you're gonna know. Okay.
And you're gonna keep coming back. Like, I can't get enough of this girl with her crazy stuff. It doesn't matter. She's right.
It is a bright, sparkly light in New York. That you are such New York flavor, and I love New York. You know, I'm a huge fan of New York. I know nobody likes LA, but LA loves everybody else.
I have to visit LA. I haven't touched LA yet.
Oh my gosh. Well, when you come when we can go to the beach. We can't go to the beach right now.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll be hitting you very soon when all of this is over.
you come stay with me and we'll go to the beach, okay? You bring the whole fam and we'll go to the beach, and you can stay with me.
You already put it out there, so it'll be manifested soon.
I love it. I love it. So yeah, but I love New York so much, and you are such a flavor of New York for me. And it's like listening to New York DJ. But it's listening to somebody who's full of positivity. You will feel uplifted when you listen. When people listen to the show, when I listen to the show, I always just feel like lighter. I feel happier. I feel more joyful. I feel like I got a great message, and I think your show is so beautiful. So I'm glad they got a flavor of you. I'm glad they got to experience you.
That's my whole goal for PYO, like inspiration, motivational, any message you feel like you need to hear is gonna be there. It doesn't matter what you think, what episode you gotta click on, like it's gonna work out. I just feel like my podcast, how you described it just now, is what all the things I thought of when I was creating this idea, when I put it into fruition, when I manifested. I'm just like, my ideal listener, I want that listener to feel like, listen, I'm here to push you. You're gonna get up and you're gonna be fine. Like at any given moment, you can change. Like today is today. We're gonna be good. Like, and I'm just so happy you even responded to me, because this was such a dream come true. I'm like, I love this moment right now. I don't want it to end.
I know. You are so adorable. I just love you so much. You know, it's like meets like when you, like you said, we're on the same vibe. When you meet someone on the same journey, on the same vibe, you just click
always
and
love.
It's so much love. Exactly. Yes. And it's just like, we must have had a past life together, because we just love each other from day one.
I know we did. I know we did. 'Cause I instantly connected to you. Like I really, really cannot believe, like, you do not understand the nights and days you was in my ear. It's like subconsciously I was just taking in all your information, and I'm like, why am I listening to this lady and I don't even know what she looks like? I have to find her. I found you on Instagram and here we are. I'm like, and that's what, you know, I want our participants to understand, that everything is going to work out. Like what's meant to be will be. And to know that I've reached here is so inspiring. So,
and you're just going to go bigger, more famous, bigger.
And this is always going to be on your YouTube. So I can't wait till you'll be like, I was her first interview.
Exactly. I'll be there. I was there first.
Yeah, she was definitely there first.
I was there first.
I can't wait.
Oprah. I was there first, Oprah.
And it's so crazy you say Oprah, because I literally have a vision board with me and Oprah, and I'm interviewing her.
You are going to be on Oprah. I know it. I know that's going to happen. It's going to happen.
I receive it.
I love you so much, Queen Shamula. I just love you.
Madame Pamita.
I will keep listening to your podcast, and I'm sure you're going to have a bunch more listeners, they can subscribe to you on all the places, right?
Yes,
And
I'm
there's
on all
Stitcher
listening
Premium.
platforms.
There's some kind of Stitcher Premium thing. Tell me what they have to do for Stitcher Premium.
Okay, so guys, for those who don't know what Stitcher is also a podcast app that you can listen to. And I have affiliate program with Stitcher. So with Stitcher, there comes Stitcher Premium, where you don't even have to listen to ads and all this stuff. You can actually have your podcast, great. It can be organized, and it's so I listen to Stitcher too, so I love it personally when it comes to podcasting because everything is organized. So I have a special code for you, PYO. You can get the first month free off StitcherPremium.com. So you just use my code PYO and you get the free month. And then it's $4.99 every month after that, $39.99 a year if you don't want to pay $5 a month. So there you go. It doesn't hurt to pay $5 for some spiritual healing.
Yeah, and I think Stitcher Premium will give them access to not only your podcast but every other
podcast. Yes.
But if they go through you and use your code, you get a little kickback of some kind, and it's a way of showing her that you appreciate what she's doing, and a way of of just showing a gratitude.
Yes.
So
Sorry, Madam. I always like to say, you have to be the change you wish to see in the world, and you have to give the energy that you want. So listen, money is nothing to me. I give it and I get it back. It's a flow. So we always have to think like you and I think
the same, exactly the same thing. Money is energy. Money is energy. That's all it is.
That's all it is. It's energy. You have to give it to get it back. And once we give it, it's going to come right back. And it's always going to be there. It's never, no matter what the economy is like right now, like we have to think that it's just energy. And once we get access to that energy, we put it out there, it's going to come back to us in whatever form.
And whether it's like, subscribing with your code and you get that, or doing something like that, hey, you guys, you can do it magically. Say, I'm doing this as a blessing for Queen Shamula. I'm going to subscribe using her code, right? I'm going to do that as kind of a way of showing her my appreciation for her podcast. But I want to receive blessings from that. And you will not only receive the blessing of hearing her amazing show, but you will receive that money back and then some. So that's a beautiful way of working it too, and sharing your abundance. And it's a little bit, but it makes a difference. And those little bits keep coming to you. She knows that she's on the right track. It gives her inspiration to make more shows, to do more things. And she's working hard and making a podcast. You're doing a lot. So
thank you. I appreciate it.
And homeschooling a kid right now too, right?
And saving lives.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard her, like in the middle of our show, she came out. I had to stop her, like, do not come in. She's like,
it's all right, she can come in.
No, I didn't really want her to, but I'm so thankful she didn't, just because she knew this mean a lot to me. So she was like, okay, Mom, but she was just standing there watching me. But it's such a blessing to even have her, share this moment with me, because I love this little girl. I share everything I know with her. It's so crazy because it's like, she's been here before. I'm younger than you and she's younger than me, and it's like I look at her like I learned so much from this little girl, and it's so amazing because we can learn from anybody. Like it doesn't matter what age, or it's so great. It's so great.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have you back on the show, and next time your daughter can be the special cameo appearance next time. Okay.
This time she'll be ready. I'm gonna prepare her.
All right, my love. Thank you so much, Spell Squad. You had amazing questions this week. It is so lovely to have you on. Next week, and thank you so much, Queen Shamula. I adore. I love and adore you. And I hope everybody listens to your show. Subscribes to Premium. You can get Stitcher on. You don't have to have an iPhone to use Stitcher. That's the one great thing about Stitcher.
Yes.
On both kinds of phones.
Yes.
And so I just want to let you guys know that next week, I'll be back next Sunday. And next Sunday, my guest is Mila Ryback. Mila Ryback is a healer, and she is from Ukraine, which is half my heritage. And we're going to talk about Ukrainian magic. We're going to talk about Reiki and spiritual healing. So it'll be a great, great show. So I hope you guys will come and join me next week. You know where to meet me. If you go to spellsquad.com, you can sign up. You'll get the code to join us here. We'll be here at 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you again, Queen Shamula. I love you.
I love you more.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Squad. Spell Squad. I love you too. Bye,
Love
everybody.
you, Spell Squad. Thank you for accepting me.
We'll see you next week, you guys. Bye-bye.
Okay.